Hey everybody, it's Jeff with Flea Fly, and today I got a treat for you. I hope we catch a crappie. I'm here with one of the employees at Outdoor Brands that makes it possible for you guys to buy fishing lures, Zach Glades, and we just caught a crappie, and he is on a pattern here where he's been catching crappie, not necessarily spawning crappie, but we've had a warm front, haven't we, Zach?
Yeah, we've had about a 2 or 3 day warming trend now. It's really got some of these bigger males and even some of the females that have moved up in here really starting to get up here and eat around and look for some good areas to spawn. And really we're kind of in the good area of the night right now, and the fact that we're getting a little bit more shade, which is allowing these crappie to move up and get shallow again.
Okay, well, we're going to talk to everybody about some of the things that we look for, and we're going to show you guys what lures we're fishing with and how we're doing this. Zach likes to walk the bank. Today he's fishing with a Buster Brown, which is one of our most popular colors. It is a 2-inch Buster Brown with the 32nd ounce bait gripper head. He's got a light action Falcon rod with pound line you're using, Zach?
I'm using, this is 6-pound test.
6-pound monofilament?
Fluorocarbon.
Fluorocarbon?
Yep.
Okay, so I noticed you're kind of fishing that pretty slow, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why is I like the slower presentation of a 32nd ounce jig, especially for these fish that, the water's still pretty cold as far as like spawning water is concerned for them. So what I like to do is I'm using this 32nd ounce jig, and what I'm doing is I'm counting it down to about 7 or 8 feet. Then I'm just slow rolling it back. It doesn't really take much power of the reel to get that thing back off the bottom. But all I really want to do is slow roll it and let the tail of that crappie kicker just kind of kick away on a kind of finesse style up along the bottom, and it gets about 3 or 4 feet of water, and they're slamming it.
Okay.
Let's walk over this way and
okay.
Go back to where I caught that first one at.
Okay, let's go up there and visit our crappie that we just caught. It's up here in the bucket, and I've got my rods with me, and you got the old bubblegum lure flavor out. I'm going to be fishing with the firecracker, and I'm going to try a slip bobber rig on mine. There's a fish that Zach just caught out here, and we're going to see if we can have you guys. I've got a black and chartreuse go-go minnow on too that I'm going to be casting with, but it's real hard for me to cast and run the video camera at the same time. But that's a nice big crappie. Is that a black or a white, Zach? I think it was a black crappie. Of course, Zach's he's gonna take some of these home with him, and yeah, nice big black crappie. And he looks, that's a white crappie that's starting to turn black just a little bit.
See that?
Yeah. So anyway, let's put him back where in his new house, and let's see if Zach can get another one. Now we get requests all the time from people that want to know more about bank fishing. And what I can tell you about this, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but right down in the water right there, we got a big log. And this is the kind of stuff you're looking for when you're crappie fishing. You're looking for this underwater cover that these fish can relate to right up here on the bank, like they do when they're out in the deeper water. So this time of year in this pre-spawn area, what you want to do is you just want to keep scanning that water and trying to find cover. And Zach's been catching a few fish down here, so he knew right where that log was at, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a few secrets put in my back pocket.
Okay.
So we'll go through here. After I get this in, we'll go through the cast, and I'll kind of explain to them what I'm doing here, how we're set up. So the bank over here is, it's not necessarily a real shallow bank, but a lot of what we've been keying on, I've noticed a lot of these crappie in this area relate to this big softball, basketball-sized rock, and that's really important this time of year. And that when the sun comes out, a lot of these rocks absorb a lot of the sunlight, the heat from the sunlight every day. And what happens is once the sun goes down and we get a lot more shade coming up on the bank, these fish will move up because they still feel a lot of cover having that shade, but the water up here is also about a degree or two warmer than it is out there in 10 or 12 foot. So what we kind of have out here, I'm casting into about, I'd say 10 or 15 foot, and I'm counting down 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007. Get about there around 7 or 8 foot, and I'm just slow rolling it back. I want to keep it as close to the bottom as I can, because I think that's where a lot of these bigger fish are kind of relating to. Just slow rolling it back along this log. And if we're lucky, we'll want to pop it.
Well, guys, when I'm telling you, when you're trying to do this stuff live, this is some tricky business. So I'm gonna give Zach the camera, and I'm gonna throw my go-go minnow a couple times when you're done.
No, I'm done. I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my go-go minnow a couple times. Spray her down with a fresh squirt of bubble gum. Everybody always wants to know what this stuff's all about, and there you go. Spray it. I promise you guys, that's enough bubblegum lure flavor to last for at least 30 minutes.
We'll talk about a little bit about that weedless jig head. It's a pretty cool deal. I don't know how much you guys have actually talked about it or what
we haven't talked about it a whole lot, because every time I show them to anybody, everybody wants to buy them, and I don't have them ready to go. But we are going to have those in stock at some point. I'm going to do the same thing he was doing, except I'm just going to do it with a go-go minnow with a little bigger lure and probably a little faster presentation. That brush was a lot shallower than I thought it was going to be out there. There we go. That's quite a bit shallower than I thought it was going to be. And I am in all kinds of brush, so. This is the first time I've ever fished this pile right here, so I'm just going to kind of follow Zach's lead on what he was doing. Somebody's pushed a bunch of leaves off into the water for us today, and there's always something going on the live stuff, you know. Oh, there we go.
There's one right there.
Look at there.
That's a pretty good one.
He hit that old go-go minnow. He slurped that up, and he liked that bubblegum lure flavor. That's another male that's turning white crappie that's turning black right there.
That's another really good one. That's probably 10.5-inch 11-inch crappie right there.
Well, let's just put him in the crappie gauge and let's find out. We know that this fish is a keeper, but for those of you guys that have never seen a crappie gauge, I need to kind of show you what that is. And this here on Grand Lake, the fish have to be 10 inches, and the crappie gauge will help you measure them. And this is a little bitty gauge. It's not a great big gauge that that fish he's 10, 11, probably 11 and a half, close to 12 inches long. So
good one.
We knew he was a keeper, but I wanted to show you the crappie gauge. And he's going into his new home. Man, that's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. Got a lot of really good color to him, and you know, notice how easy he took that fish out of the. I love the design of that crappie gauge. It's got that slit in the middle of it that you really have no reason to take your fish out of that, or take your finger out of that fish's mouth. You slide it. Oh, sorry about that. I was stepping on Jeff's pole. I'm trying to break one of his poles, give myself a little bit more of an advantage here.
Hey, now the next thing I'm going to do is we caught one on a go-go minnow. I'm going to see if I can make a couple casts with the crappie kicker. I'm going to spray this one down again too. Again, that's enough lure flavor for 30 minutes of fishing. It's not like a crappie nibble that comes off all the stinking time. So I don't know if I've got my depth set right here or not. I don't think it's very deep. It's probably not deep enough.
See if I can get a good shot of that cork there.
Some of that brush is pretty shallow out there. Old crappie kicker, you don't got to do too much, just them waves and that little flip right there, that'll help them find that kicker down there. Let's try a little bit closer over this way. So Zach, how many places do we have that we can fish up and down the bank here?
You know, I would say a time like this, especially after this warming trend, we've got about a 100-yard stretch on this bank, and at least a 100-yard stretch on the opposite bank back over here. Got the same type of rock that I've been kind of keying in on. I think these fish have really moved up onto, and they seem to like it, but really haven't moved much in the past few days. So we've got quite a bit of area.
Okay. All right, guys. All I'm doing with this kicker, it's setting about 2 foot deep, and that log that's out there that we showed you just a little while ago, it just goes out into the water, and of course there's limbs and stuff everywhere. I just caught that fish on the black and chartreuse go-go minnow, which is one of my favorite colors for spawning crappie, and crappie that are up shallow. Old Faithful and the old black and chartreuse go-go minnow in this clear water really seems to match the color of the bluegill and a lot of these fish that are up here on the edge of the bank, and it's just a good natural presentation. I didn't pick anything up that time. I don't think my bobber's quite deep enough to catch the fish that are out there, and I didn't know how deep to set this bobber, so I'm going to go back and cast the go-go minnow a couple times. Zach, how many people we got with us?
Oh, we've got 115 people with us. 119 people with us now.
I got such awesome fans. 119 people. Still smells good. Still smells like bubble gum. Your lady friends will love the bubble gum lure flavor, I promise. Okay. Let's see if we can get us another one then. I got on pretty heavy jig head. I think I got on 1/8 ounce, which is way too heavy for this, but that's what I had tied on. Plenty of leaves in the water. Now guys, don't get in a hurry when you're fishing for these crappie up shallow. Zach's probably got the right idea by using a little bit lighter jig head, especially for a bank presentation. And my jig head's pretty heavy. I could cast, if I wanted to, I could just about cast all the way across this whole cove right here. So, Zach, where do you think another good spot will be?
I think we want to try to, well, we got some leaves down there. I say we move back over to the east a little bit.
Oh, there was another.
You got one right there. Just about the time we say we're going to leave, and they say, wait, don't leave yet.
Don't leave yet. Does everybody, hey, let's see if the people want us to stop the live feed or they want us to keep fishing. We need to see some likes if you want us to keep fishing. Comment, heck yeah, keep fishing or something like that, so we know you want us to keep bank fishing with us. Hey, tell us where you're from, too. We also want to know what state you guys are from.
Yeah, they don't want you to stop.
They don't?
No.
What state's everybody from? Does anybody got any questions? Oh, dang it. There was a good hit, Zach. Does anybody got any questions out there? We don't have to catch a lot of fish. You've caught one, I caught one, and we might walk down and do another, pick another spot out. But these live feeds are mainly to help people catch more fish. You know, they can watch TV show after TV show of people catching fish. We need to show them how this stuff works and show them why it works, and then we'll back out of this deal and let them go fishing. But we sure appreciate everybody getting out, coming bank fishing with us today. We just got back from the office. I can't feel anything from all the leaves. We just came straight here from the office after a busy day, and Zach said, hey, we need to go try those shallow crappie. It's been warm for a couple days, and they might be smacking. I wish I'd have got that one that hit me out there a minute ago. I might switch with you. I'm gonna switch with you and see if you can pull another one out of there.
I want to try to go and see if we can get a lighter jig head.
Yeah, see if we can get one with Buster Brown on there. Now Zach's using, again, for those of you guys that didn't see us, he's using the light 32nd ounce bait gripper head, and I think there's still a crappie or two out there. I had 2 more hits that I didn't get, Hey, we got them with us from Tennessee,
Tennessee, Arizona,
Texas.
Idaho.
So they put some likes on there when they didn't want us to quit.
Yeah.
Huh? For some
Came
reason, they
flooding in.
like these live feeds. I think they like this live fishing stuff.
Come on, leaf.
Yeah, there's so many leaves in the water right here. It looks like fall.
Really does. Okay.
Weatherford, Texas. Oh, Dominic's with us. Dominic Pellegrino, that's what I used to call him. You guys have seen old Dominic. Kentucky on here, Kansas. Do we got any bank fishermen out there? Does anybody like to fish for crappie and catfish and bass off the bank? Let's see some likes. South Carolina, Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Dominic, we know that's not your name, but we like to tease you. 123 people with us. Look at all the likes. I guess we do got some bank fishermen out there. Hey, share this with your buddies. If you know somebody that likes to bank fish for crappie, share this with them. There's going to be some great tips in here. We've showed you the jigs, and we've showed you the tips on how we're doing this. Zach and I are just kind of taking turns. Carbondale, Kansas. Some guy here just a second ago caught 32 crappie today. Well, we appreciate you letting us know that. No pressure, he says, just catch one. We got a guy from New York, Mark from New York. Bank only, no boat, he says. All right, Tony, well,
Nothing wrong with that.
well, you can see we are definitely banking it today. And I get asked all the time to do more and more and more bank fishing videos. I wonder if I could set this up here and you guys could kind of watch us fish for a minute, because I'd kind of like to fish that brush pile again. I'm going to see if I can set this, guys, and I'll see if I can set this up to where you can see us both fishing. I'm going to try my bobber rig again, and we'll do this for a few minutes and see what happens.
The way you have that brush pile back, I'm going to fish it from the other side.
Stick with us, guys. We're going to see if we can get us one here. I set my slip bobber just a little deeper this time. Boy, not much deeper. You lose your mind when you get old. Zach, you got any more trees down there?
I got some trees over there on that next dock over. And then we got some on the other side too that have been really good for me lately. It's making it increasingly hard to fish with all these leaves out here. Make do with what we can. Get underneath there.
Well, we're kind of starting to beg them to bite. My old buddy Mark McGuire says don't ever beg them to bite, and that's kind of what we're doing right now. So we're getting ready to go try another spot. one more time with the go-go minnow, and we'll see what happens. Okay, like Mark McGuire says, never beg them to bite, y'all. So it's time to keep moving. And I probably won't keep the live feed going on here a whole lot longer. This was something that I wanted to come out and do today to show you guys a technique on catching. This is pre-spawn crappie from the bank. And again, I'll show you the lure that I caught my fish on, that you saw us catch live right there. Black and chartreuse go-go minnow. We've got a couple nice crappie in the barrel. We're going to keep fishing the bank. We're trying to get enough crappie to fish, have a little bit fish dinner. Zach, he's working on them down there, see if he can get another one. And we sure appreciate you guys coming bank fishing with us today. Today we used the crappie gauge. We used the bubble gum lure flavor. I tried casting the firecracker today under a bobber and did not get bit. So Zach's using the Buster Brown, and we appreciate you guys coming fishing with us. I hope this is something that a lot of you bank guys can use. Zach gave you some good tips about counting your jig down there, and I gave you some tips on the kind of structure that you need to be looking for in the water. You want to make sure that you find stuff like that and fish it real good. All of this brush and stuff that's up here on the bank is what those crappie are going to be relating to, and I hope that you can see, that big log in the water right there. It goes all the way out there, and the two crappie we did catch were out there in the tops of that tree. So, Zach, do you think we ought to go somewhere else, or? Okay, all right, guys. Well, if we get into a big mess of them, we might fire up one more live feed. Thanks for watching. You can find all our fishing tackle at Flea. And we sure appreciate you spending your hard-earned money with us, buying our fishing tackle. Nobody in the tackle industry appreciates it any more than we do. Again, you can find us at fleafly.com. You can find these lures at Amazon. Visit our dealers. Our dealer network link is at fleafly.com. You can find stuff at walmart.com. You can find stuff at tackle shops all over the place. Thanks for watching.